Hey everybody, Mr. Heath here. We are going to go over your 1-1 worksheet, the We Do portion, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it once I get on the right page. There we go. Okay. All right, so your very first question here, 32 divided by 8 plus 5 squared. Right here in the middle, I'm going to write our order of operations, which hopefully you folks can get in the habit of doing as well. But please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember, the P is parentheses. The E is exponents. So those are the first two things we're going to look for in any of these questions, followed by multiplication and division. Those are the kind of the second steps you would look for. And then finally, addition and subtraction would be the last steps that you would take in all of these problems. So 32 divided by 8 plus 5 squared. If we follow our order of operations, we need to do 5 squared first, which again, 5 squared means 5 times 5, which would be 25. Let's drop the rest of our problem down. 32 divided by 8 plus 25. Okay, so now we're presented with a division sign and an addition sign here. So we're going to first take care of our division because that's the next step, multiplication and division. 32 divided by 8 is going to give us 4. And then finally we do 4 plus 25, which gives us our final answer of 29 for number 1. Jumping over to number 2, we have 2d minus 2 plus c squared. So first, let's rewrite this and plug the numbers in above. So we're going to have 2 times 6 minus 2 plus c squared. And c is going to be 3, so we're going to do 3 squared. Okay? We do have a parenthesis here, which is that 6. So we can do 2 times 6, which is going to be 12. But we also have an exponent, 3 squared, which means 3 times 3, which is going to give us 9. And then we're going to drop that middle portion of our problem down, the minus 2 plus 9. Okay, so now we have subtraction and addition, which again, looking at our kind of our levels here, those are both, that's the last step is addition and subtraction. And you do not have to do the addition first. If you're only left with addition and subtraction, you can just do them right in order. You don't have to do addition before subtraction. But this is the last step, so we're going to do 12 minus 2, which will give us 10. And then 10 plus 9 gives us our final answer of 19. Okay. Scrolling down to number 3. And I will switch pen colors so we can keep these separated. Let's look at this problem. And I noticed that we have an x. We have no parenthesis, but we do have an exponent here. So we got to take care of our exponent first. 4 to the third is going to be 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is going to give us 64. Okay, and then I'm just going to drop the whole rest of my problem down. Right, so now we have a minus, a times, and a plus. Those are our 3 signs we're working with here. So following my order of operations, we would look for multiplication and division next. And we absolutely have multiplication. So we're going to have to do this 3 times 7, which gives us 21. Again, we'll drop down the rest of our problem here. 64 minus 21. And then we got to drop down our plus 3. Okay, so 64 minus 21 plus 3. I'm going to do 64 minus 21 over here on the side because I need to work that one out. 64 minus 21. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. So we have 43 plus 3 gives us our final answer. And I'm going to try to squeeze it in, I don't know, kind of like right here, let's say, which is going to be 46. 43 plus 3 would be 46. Okay, I'm going to move to my blue marker for number 4. Plugging in some numbers here. 2, we have a variable of b, so we know that b above says 12, so we're going to do 2 times 12 minus c, which is 2, plus 2a, which 2a means 2 times a, so we're going to write 2, and we know that a is actually 5. Okay, so now we have our problem written out. Let's get rid of those parentheses. 2 times 12 is going to be 24, and 2 times 5 is going to give us 10. We'll drop the rest of our problem down. Okay, so 24 minus 2. And let me slow down one more step. So we have a minus and a plus, so those are our 2 last steps, addition and subtraction. Don't have to go in any particular order, so we're just going to go left to right. 24 minus 2 is 22, plus 10 gives us a final answer of 32. Number 5, 8 plus parentheses 1 plus 4 times 5. Okay? Parenthesis. That's our very first thing we need to look for in the order of operation is parentheses. So 1 plus 3 is going to give us 4. And then we're just going to drop the whole rest of our problem down. The 8 and then also the times 5. Now we're left with 8 plus 4 times 5. In our order of operation, multiplication comes before addition. So we're going to multiply 4 times 5, which gives us 20. Drop the rest of our problem down. 8 plus 20 is a final answer of 28 for number 5. Number 6, we have a big parenthesis here. We have 9 minus 6 plus 5. Okay, so we got to get that parenthesis out of the way first in the order of operations. So I know that 9 minus 6 is 3, and then 3 plus 5 is going to give us 8. So just taking care of that parenthesis, we narrowed that down to 8. Now all we have to do is divide by 2, which gives us a final answer of 4. Okay, let's extend my page just a bit here. At least I'm going to try. There we go. 7 is going to be 14 minus 5 plus 2 plus 4 squared. Okay, our first thing we need to take care of in our order of operations is going to be parentheses and exponents. And in this question, we have both. 5 plus 2 is in the parentheses. We're going to figure that out first, and we know that it is 7. Okay, the next thing we have to take care of is our exponent, which is 4 to the second power, or 4 squared. 4 times 4 is going to give us 16. We'll drop this sign down, and then also drop the rest of the problem down. 14. And we have 14 minus 7 plus 16. Okay, so we're left with addition and subtraction. We don't have to do one before the other. We just go left to right. 14 minus 7 is going to give us 7, plus 16 is going to give us a final answer of 23. Number 8, 20 plus 12 divided by 3 times 2. All right, so number 8, we do not have a parenthesis or an exponent, so we can skip those 2 steps. And our next steps in the order of operation is multiplication and division. And notice with this one, we have division and multiplication. Remember, those are kind of on the same level. We're supposed to do both at the same time. We do not need to do multiplication before division. We just need to make sure we do both of those before we add. So we're actually just going to go left to right on this one and do the 12 divided by 3, which is going to give us 4. Okay, let's drop the rest of our problem down. 20 plus 4 times 2. I know that in my order of operations, 4 times 2 comes before, or excuse me, any multiplication comes before addition. So we need to do that 4 times 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. And 20 plus 8 is going to give us 28. Okay, last two problems here. 7 times 3 plus 2 minus 4 squared. We need to do, well, let's look at this first. We do not have a parenthesis, but we do have an exponent. That 4 to the second, or 4 squared, which we just had that same one above, and we know that that was 16. So 16 will drop the rest of our problem down. We have a multiplication, addition, and subtraction portion of this problem. So we need to do our multiplication first. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 minus 16. Now we're left with addition and subtraction. We can just go left to right. So 20 plus 3 is going to be 23. 23 minus 16 equals 7. Okay, and our very last question for today is going to be 7 plus parentheses 8 minus 3 times 8. We have to take care of our parentheses first. So 8 minus 3 is going to give us 5. Drop the rest of our problem down. 5 times 8 comes before that addition portion, so that's going to be 40. And then 7 plus 40 equals 47. I hope this makes sense and prepares you for tomorrow, which is kind of going to be the quiz version of a similar similar worksheet, but it's actually going to be used for a quiz. So I hope that going over these problems kind of cleared a few things up and that you can do pretty well on your quiz. Have a good one.